All right, we out here at Shawnee Park at the Dirt Bowl in Louisville, Kentucky, with the one and only, the legendary, the man himself, Ravon Churchill. Ravon, what can you say about this year's event, man? We coming down to the end. What can you say about looking back at this season?
It's been one of the most competitive seasons we've had easily in the last quarter century. 24 good teams. We just had a couple of upsets in the first round. Young people, we have a lot of people who just graduated from like 2019 and after that. So we've gotten younger, which is one of the things that we needed to do. A couple of years ago, we was kind of old a little bit, so we needed to get younger. So that's what we've done this year. But still, the power teams still seem to continue to be playing later on in the season. So I still have no idea who's going to win the championship. So it's good. That's good when we don't know who's going to win.
Now, I got to ask you, how long have you been coming to the Dirt Bowl?
I've been coming to since I remember, since 1978. That was one of my first memories. I was a little kid, and my mom's brought me down, and I remember my daddy was playing, and so he ran over that hill, like the building in the back. He ran over the hill, and, like my mom was like, well, there's your daddy, and I remember looking at him, like even back then, and I've been like hooked ever since. Like, got pictures of me down here when I was a little boy, and so since the 70s, man.
Now, we got a lot of kids running around here today. What can you say about the legacy of the Dirt Bowl being instilled in them to where 40 years, almost 50 years later, they'll be coming back?
Right, so we're in year 56 this year. I wasn't around when it was created, by Mr. Ben Watkins, Miss Janice Carter in 1969. And I hope we can get to 56 more years when you and I aren't here anymore. But hopefully we can make an imprint right now and set the steps up to keep going forward, just like my predecessors did for me. So Neil Robertson laid the groundwork for me, and it was somebody who laid the groundwork for him. And even, going all the way back to Mr. Bender and all the way back to, like Mr. Ben. So it's a really cool thing, and it's something that I look forward to every summer. And I understand the impact that the Dirt Bowl has, not just on basketball players, but the community as a whole. Like, when you look around, like what we're doing today, there's nothing like this in the city of Louisville. And we do this like weekly. There are a lot of events, a lot of great events, but we just feel like the Dirt Bowl is one of the top events in the history of our city. So we want to make sure we continue to honor it and grow it and make it bigger and continue to do what the people who founded this in 1969 wanted it to be like.
I got to ask you, why is a Dirt Bowl important for the community? And what are some of the things that the feedback that you've gotten from people over the years about this event and what it's done for them?
And sometimes there's certain events, like, of course, people know about what happened to the court and then with the vandalism to the court. So with that, though, I really realized like how much the Dirt Bowl means to so many people from so many different walks of life. Like, it doesn't matter your age, your socioeconomic background, your color, your education level. If you live in Southern Indiana or Louisville, there was so many people that reached out to us, and I was like, yeah, this Dirt Bowl means something to a lot of people. And I understood it, but I get a lot of examples of, yeah, this is a really good thing. Like, couple of, like this past season, University of Louisville wore Dirt Bowl inspired Dirt Bowl jerseys, and the comments from that, it was like, man. So yeah, our history is unmatched, and we want to continue to grow that history.
Speaking of history, we have the number one player in the 2026 class out here today from the city of Louisville, which is huge. But can you talk about the players that have come through here, the players who have come through here and gone on to greatness, people who are already great and were here, but can you talk about the players that have participated?
Yeah, so we got Tyron Stokes back there, right? But let's just put it in the context of some of the greats, right? They were born in Louisville, Kentucky, right? So let's go on all the way back to 1969. So we talking about history, so this is my thing. So 1969, 1970, the two first Dirt Bowl champions. It was a team from Newburgh. It was called the Farmers. It was a guy named Wes Unseld on the team. Then you go a couple of years later, it was a guy who was in the 9th grade, and he came down and got a steal, and allegedly, some people say yes, some people say no. He said yes. Artis Gilmore said no. But Daryl Griffith, his legend, was born here as a freshman in high school. He came down and dunked on somebody. So we have a couple other people who were ranked #1 in the country at that time. So Tyron's not the first. He's the latest, but he has a lot before him. So Wes Unseld, Daryl Griffith, Manuel Forrest, Kentucky's first McDonald's All-American, Louisville's all-time leading scorer, played with Michael Jordan in the McDonald's game. He played in the Dirt Bowl. Derek Anderson, he played in the Dirt Bowl. 2 days after D'Angelo Russell got drafted, he came to the Dirt Bowl. Rajon Rondo, he comes down to the Dirt Bowl. And then you're like Jason Osborne, DeJuan Wheat, the list goes on and on and on. And then you have Tyron Stokes today. So our legacy continues to grow, and he's the latest. And I've got a chance to talk to him a little bit. He's really grounded. I'm looking forward to see, what he does. It doesn't matter his decision. Louisville, Kentucky, Kansas, Indiana, it doesn't matter. Just the fact that he did this. He's about to be a high school senior, and he's coming away and giving away stuff to this community. So that's unmatched. So really, shout out to Tyron Stokes and his entire family. But it was his idea, though. It wasn't anybody else's idea. It was Tyron Stokes. I want to do a backpack giveaway in Louisville, and it ended up here at the Dirt Bowl.
Now, I got to ask you about, for the people who don't know anything about the Dirt Bowl, can you give us a quick summary of this event?
Yeah, it started in 1969. It was two college kids who just wanted to do something. It started in Algonquin. The first 2 years were in Algonquin. Then it grew, and they called it the Dirt Bowl because it was played on a dirt court. It was a court surrounded by dirt. But Lexington actually had the first dirt. Their Dirt Bowl started in 1967. So they do have 2 years on us, but we're the second oldest continuous annual summer basketball tournament on the planet, next to the one and only Rucker tournament. And then so thousands of men and women have played. And we also can say that the #1 all-time leading scorer in the University of Louisville history, Daryl Griffith, the #1 all-time leading scorer in the University of Kentucky history, Dan Issel, they both played in the Dirt Bowl. And Dan Issel came back home a couple years ago for the 50th anniversary, and he said he loved what the Dirt Bowl stood for. And so Daryl Griffith, Dan Issel, and I don't think those records will ever be broken, so I think we'll always be able to say that.
Now, we're here at the last weekend, and the Dirt Bowl is played from win to win. And how many teams do you have? How many players are represented, age groups, and different divisions?
So we have 3 different divisions. We have our men's division, we have a women's division, and we have the kids. The men, they started June the 7th, and then so they played, this is our 8th week. So if you advance to this far, everybody played at least 7 weeks. But this is our 8th week. And then the women and kids started like the middle of June. And so we have 4 women's teams, really, really, really good competitive teams. They'll be playing in the championship on Sunday at 6 o'clock. And then we have 60 kids that we played in the Junior Dirt Bowl. So we're trying to grow the Women's Dirt Bowl, the Junior Dirt Bowl. And then we have a Legends game coming up today. We put out a list, and it was over 100 people that signed up for it. So I think we're going to have a Legends League next year on Sundays, 10, 11, and 12. 10, 11, and 12 o'clock games on Sunday next year. But I don't know yet, but we'll see.
So what's next for the Dirt Bowl? And for people who may not have ever come out, what would you say to get them or encourage them to come out and maybe get involved and support the Dirt Bowl?
Even if you don't know anybody that's playing in the basketball game, like you don't want to come down and necessarily watch the basketball game, it's a carnival-like atmosphere. Like you come in, you get something to eat. You see some people you may haven't seen in a long time. You see some people you may have never seen. And I don't want people to think that look at him walking straight through the camera. Look, check him out. I don't want people to think that the Dirt Bowl is a West End event or the Dirt Bowl is a black people event. It's not, man. It's for the entire city of Louisville. If you like basketball and you like good food that's probably bad for you, though, it's really good, but it's probably not good for you, but it tastes really, really good.
I had some.
What you have?
I had a hot dog that was delicious.
A hot dog that was delicious, and that's just one of the many things that we have. So it's something for everybody down here. So all of your senses get touched. Your sight, the smell, the sounds, the sights of it. Like when you come down and touch people and give handshakes and give hugs. So all the 5 senses going to get touched when we get down here. And you can hear that in the background. It's just what we do at the Dirt Bowl. And every single community is represented. Like right now, as we're having it right now, so a team that represents the East End of downtown, like Smoketown. So we got Smoketown playing against a team that primarily represents Newburgh. And so when you have those two communities coming together to play basketball, two of our absolute biggest rivals, two of our best programs historically, when you have this game right now, it's good.
Okay, there you have it. The one and only legendary Ravon Churchill at the Dirt Bowl, West End, Louisville, Shawnee Park. Thank you, man.
Thanks, bro.
That was dope.